Hey everyone, welcome to the beginner breakdown for Kula Diamond in King of Fighters 14. Second character is part of K dash K. Everybody online says it's K dash. I don't know. I looked at the punctuation pretty closely. That looks like an apostrophe to me, so I don't even know. Regardless, this video is to help you learn the character Kula, get a basic foundation of her. That way you can just get started playing the game, maybe beat up your friends. If you're an intermediate or a high level player, chances are you might not find anything useful in here, but if you don't know how to learn a new character, this video is just for you. So with that, let's get going. First, let's go over Kula's normals: light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. First thing you want to notice, for once, light punch doesn't really whiff that much. You have a pretty consistent light punch for crouchers, so you can definitely use that. It's a pretty good button. Kula does have a pretty small hitbox, but it does hit her. Light kick, on the other hand, goes a little higher. It will whiff on a lot of crouchers in this game, unless they're a huge body, but it's also a good poke. It's quicker than light punch, I believe, and it goes a little further as well, so you can use that or light punch. And then heavy punch is also pretty good. She goes out pretty far. A bit of startup, but it's still pretty good. So this button right here, heavy kick, it is a little difficult to land on crouchers. See how it just misses a lot, unless they're like probably a huge body. And then once you're even close enough, it turns into close heavy kick instead. So what you could use this actually for, you could use it as a one button anti-air. It has a decent hitbox for that. Yeah, so you can definitely hit somebody out of the air with that. You do have to time it right. They have to be on the lower end of the jump arc for that to work. It hits characters that are standing a little easier. So I normally, you probably don't want to use that as a poke, but you can use that as a decent anti-air. Stick with light punch or light kick, and then heavy punch if you need to go a little further. Her light punch, light kick, and heavy punch are all special and super cancelable. So you can actually hit from a distance and go into like that move, and it'll land. A lot of her moves you can pretty easily cancel into from a distance. So she's got some pretty decent buttons for sure. Next, let's go over her close normals: light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. They're all super and special cancelable, so you can do them into whatever you need to from up close. Her heavy punch, both her heavy buttons are negative on block. They're not as good as K-Dash's, even though her heavy punch is exactly the same animation as K-Dash's. It's not particularly safe on block, even though it does push you back. And the same rules kind of apply if you watch the K-Dash video. You can cancel either hit in super special, but if you do cancel the second hit, you are further. So that's the first hit, and then if you wait till the second hit, you're a little bit further. So you got to make sure you use the right move, otherwise it might whiff. And there you can super cancel it. And same thing with heavy kick, exactly the same thing. You wait till the second hit, you're a little bit further away. Another thing to note is close light punch and light kick does combo like that, and then you can special cancel that as well. And you can also go into a third attack, which is down forward light kick, one of our command normals, that slide right there. I'll go into the specifics of that later, but you can go into that from there. Next, look over our crouching normals: light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. You can use heavy punch as an anti-air. It doesn't hit at the tip of the icicles though. It has to be kind of in the middle of it, really. Yeah, kind of like that. So like if I try making it land at the tip like that, there's no hitbox on it. It has to be a little closer than that. So you want to use that or this to anti-air if you're just using a button. Of course you can use this as an anti-air, but anyway. Her sweep is pretty good. It goes pretty far. And then her light kick's really good. And you can combo up close a couple light kicks, of course. You can really easily do light kick, light punch, and then you can special cancel that as well. Yeah, like that. You can even do two, I believe, in a row. But you do get pushed back kind of far. And then only her two kick buttons, light kick and heavy kick, are actual lows. Light punch, and this hits. You're not really gonna be using this right next to somebody, but her light punch is what's the term? It's a mid, I guess. But anyway, that just means they can be blocked, standing or crouching. So if you want a real low light kick, it goes pretty far too. almost forgot, you can also combo into standing light kick pretty easily from like 2 crouching light kicks. Like that'll combo, and then yeah, that's a pretty good button that you can cancel into a lot of things like DP. That's a close light kick, but like yeah, like that, and that'll combo. Alright, next are Kula's command normals. Jeez, excuse me. So command normals. She has forward and light punch just like K dash. Looks like, you know, looks like that. If you land it, it'll crumple the opponent, and they're kind of in like a weird airborne state. So if you hit them again, they'll do a little backflip out. So you really can't get a whole lot off of it. See, like right there, I tried mashing auto combo, and it, you know, only the first hit landed because she was airborne after the first hit. So if you do land that raw, you have to make it count with like 1 big hit, like DP or something. You're not really supposed to use that raw. It has a lot of startup. It's also really unsafe on block. So you want to combo into it. So you can really combo into it from a lot of her buttons, especially her heavy buttons. So you can, that's too far. Like the second hit of that heavy punch pushes her too far back. But if you cancel the first one, it'll combo. Same thing with heavy kick, and then you can special cancel that, or you can, I believe you can super cancel it as well. Yeah, see. So not a bad option to combo into. Hit, you know, you can hit one of her close buttons and then go into that, and then cancel that. And then she also has yawn's gonna get annoying, I bet. So she also has down, forward, and light kick with this slide. So if you it's super negative if it's blocked at point blank. Yeah, it does knock down. It's not a hard knockdown. So it's really easy to punish at point blank, so don't go using that right in front of somebody. You can make it a little safer if you make it land like at the tip, like about maybe this distance it'll hit. Yeah, like if that were blocked, it's still negative, but it's less negative the further you use it. It also can go under projectiles. So if you time it right, you can definitely go under like a fireball, or like such as like Maya's fans. As long as it looks like she can go under it, she probably can. And then you can go into it from like most of her buttons, like heavy. You can wait to the second hit if you wanted to as well. And then same with heavy kick, even her light buttons. And of course I just went over this. You know, light punch, light kick, and then down, forward, heavy kick. Really easy beginner combo you could do if you wanted to. So another command normal, heavy punch, heavy kick. This right here is what that looks like. It's pretty good. So it has a pretty good range on it. Because of how far it hits, it also makes it harder to punish because of that on block. It's only slightly negative too, so you could throw that out there, especially at low level, and it'll work out for you for sure. Definitely use that. It's really good. You can also use it preemptively as an anti-air and hit somebody out of the air with that if they're jumping in on you. You can just throw it out there kind of early, and there you go, it'll blast them backwards. Next are her jump in. She has light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Her cross up button is a light punch. Let's see if I can get it to cross up. The K dash group doesn't seem to have too great a, oh there you go, that crossed up. It didn't take that long, but I was gonna say the K dash team doesn't seem to have amazing cross up tools. Maybe Maxima, I forgot. Then you can also get heavy punch to cross up sometimes as well. They're both kind of finicky though. They're not as easy as some of the other characters that get, you know, to use as a cross up. And then light kick you can kind of use it as an air to air if you got a good read and you just want to meet them in the air. It comes out pretty quick. It's got a good horizontal hitbox on it. And then they're all standard jump ins too. You get whatever off of them if you land it as a jump in. If you're just, I don't know, jumping over a fireball or just jumping in on them, they all work. As far as hop buttons go, probably heavy punch. You want to hit it early when you're hopping because there's a bit of startup on it. It has a really good angle on it. You could use heavy punch or heavy kick as well if you wanted to, but especially use heavy punch. That one's really good. She also has jumping, heavy punch, heavy kick in the air. So if you look at the animation, her legs kind of start at, I don't know, like 11 o'clock, I guess you could say, and then it doesn't actually hit the opponent until she's at about like 3 o'clock, we'll just say. See right there, I guess it's like 2 o'clock really. So you want to hit this early It's not too great of a short button unless you hit it really early. If you hit it late, it's just gonna whiff. And then same as a jump in. So if you're using this, hit it early. Then really quickly, her throws. Here's her forward throw. Not a hard knockdown. And then back throw is a hard knockdown. Right next are her special moves. She has a reversal move. It's forward, down, down, forward, and punch. Here's a light punch. Shallow jump, one hit. And then heavy punch goes further. Oh, I like the the previous member of this group. And it's 2 hits. So don't go whiffing this. Really easy to punish. You got days to figure out, to concoct a plan on how you want to punish that. And then the EX one. Let me do that up close. It's 3 hits. It goes pretty far as well. And then all of them have a little bit of invulnerability, I believe, at the beginning of it. So you can use that if you're getting up off the ground. You get knocked down. You want the person to get off of you. You can use that. Just be careful that they don't bait it out. And all 3 of them, I mean, you can also use them as an anti-air, and the first hit of them are super cancelable. So there you go, pretty easy. And just a quick kind of like quality of life tip, just to make that easier. So she has critical forward twice and like say light punch for a super. If you're gonna try to cancel DP into super, it's super easy. Just do the DP motion forward, down, down, forward, and then punch. And then you don't have to do 2 critical forwards. You can just do 1, and it will work. That's why I'm able to get that really easily and consistently. I should probably put that in the K-Dash video as well. But whatever, there you go. Just for the Kula players, you got an advantage over beginner K-Dash players that watch this video series. Season 2, by the way. We're on Season 2 now. Read the descriptions. So next she's got cortical forward and punch. There's light punch. Heavy punch looks the same but has longer startup. And then EX is pretty quick. So all of those are projectiles. They do count as projectiles. And you can special cancel into them for sure. But a little hard to make them combo because of the long startup. Especially the heavy punch one. But you can combo into the light one from some of the heavy buttons that she has. And it will knock them back. And so what's interesting about these projectiles is, let's see if I can demonstrate it really quick. That's not what I want to do. Right there. So as you see, she got hit, the move traded, but the breath was still on screen and it hit her. So you can trade with these a lot, which could be useful. If you got the life lead, you can afford the trade. You can definitely bait them into that, especially if you use the heavy punch one. You do that, and then during that pause, maybe they want to hit a quick button like a light punch, and then that'll come out and it'll hit them, and then you'll either hit them or they'll hit you and then they'll get hit. So you can be a little kind of annoying with that. As Kula, the heavy punch one. So like I said, you can use the heavy punch one to bait somebody, or you can use the light punch one if you want a combo. And the heavy punch one, if they block it, is a little plus on block. So it's not like you're gonna get a lot of big rush down off of it. It's more like you can kind of start trying to bait people into like trying to hit you after blocking a button with heavy punch. And if they block it, you're fine. You can continue some shenanigans. Then the EX1 is even quicker. And what's neat about it is if it hits, it crumples. So you can kind of also see if you can bait them with EX if you're in maximum mode. And if you hit that, you got a while to go up to them and hit them. You can even do like super really easily if you manage to hit them with that, or whatever you want, blowback, DP, whatever. The world's your oyster. You can figure it out. Next move she has is critical back and punch, light punch, heavy punch, and EX. They all pretty much look the same. So these actually counter projectiles. So give me a sec to set up a projectile on screen. Like that. So it'll absorb any projectile if you time it right in the game and send it back as an ice, like an ice shard. And then the EX version has the quickest startup, and I think it's active the longest, so you can throw this out a little earlier if you're bad at timing it. if you're in max mode, and it'll counter something. All three of them are hits. You can combo into them if you wanted to, but there's not a lot of damage on them. In addition to being really unsafe as well on block, so I wouldn't really use it for that. You probably won't be using this too much unless you're playing against somebody who's trying to zone you out, like you're playing against like a Mai or a King. Was their name King? Player who are just throwing like fans or venom strikes at you, and then I don't know, you can throw this out every once in a while, and you can also low profile them too with that to get around projectiles. Next, he's got course go back and kick. This light kick, it's one hit, goes about that far. Heavy kick goes further, 2 hits, and then EX, and then EX is also 2 hits. So the EX version does the most damage. You can combo into them, and then all 3 of them have the exact same 2 follow-ups. Forward and light kick or forward and heavy kick. So forward and light kick will do that. When she lands, you input it, and then she'll shoot out an icicle projectile, and it will combo too. And then the heavy kick one, forward and heavy kick, is like that. She'll do this slide when she lands if you input the command when she lands, and that can combo, I believe. Yep, it does combo. So that's another combo ender you can do instead of DP, or instead of going into fireball, or not fireball, but the ice breath. And then in the corner, if you land the heavy one or the X one, you can get a follow up afterwards. Like, I'm not super. That was an accident. Like DP. Same thing off of EX. So you can also get a follow up if you land the light kick version of the move into the heavy kick follow up. It'll bounce them up. Very similar to one of K-Dash's moves. If you watch that video, you should go watch it. Next, she has her supers. They're both of her supers use the exact same inputs. The first one is course go forward twice and light punch. Big icicle, EX1 goes a little further and does more damage. You can use these preemptively as an anti-air, like if you call out a jump in or something, you can throw that out and boom, they'll get hit by it in the air. They can't block it. The next one is course go forward twice and either kick. So she'll rush forward and the icicles will damage the opponent. And then EX does more damage, she goes a little further. And then her Climax super, it's half circle back twice and both punches. So that ice trail I think travels full screen. At least almost full screen. Yeah, almost full screen. So if somebody whiffs something really, really stupid from a distance, you could do that in response. Like say, I don't know, like that Gi super where he makes that big pillar of energy on himself, and he's just kind of standing there for like ages. If like you get that to whiff or something, or you can just be like, if you want to combo a super into the other super, you can combo them any order you want. Pretty easy. So from course go forward punch, you want to cancel that as soon as the ice hits. I forgot to hit 2 buttons for the second super, but anyway, so you can do that in that order. Then you can also do a double course go forward kick into the other one, into the punch super. So mid screen that can whiff a lot. It's a little easier in the corner. Also, you have to keep in mind, because this super goes through the opponent, you will have to sometimes input the other super from the other side. So it'll like reverse your inputs because you're technically on the other side. Hopefully that made sense. I would just stick with the other way. The other way is much simpler to grasp. And then either of those 2 supers can be canceled into the Climax. Same rules apply. And then the other super. And again, I inputted the super the opposite direction that I normally would because she crosses up to the other side. So keep it simple. Just, you know, cancel from this one. It'll make your life easier. Right, in combos to begin with this character, of course you can use the heavy punch from up close to whatever you want, like especially fireball or, you know, ice breath. You can trick them with maybe heavy punch, fire breath, blue fire breath, and then the same thing with, you can use heavy kick as well. And then you can also do, for a really easy one, light punch, light kick, and then light punch, light kick into down forward light kick. If you wanted to, you can do light punch, light kick, like into whatever you want as well. You know, like that. If you want to like trick them into pressing a button and getting hit by the ice breath, you can also do a DP afterwards for more damage. You know, DP into super. And then from crouching, you can do like light kicks, like light kick, standing light kick, and then you cancel that if you can. Or you can just do like one light kick into a close light kick, and then cancel that. Two light kicks into a light punch, and then cancel that as something. So I would start with that. Alright everyone, thanks for watching my Kula breakdown video. Hope you learned something. Let's go to the member select screen. Then up next is Maxima. So look forward to that video. Should I shill? I haven't really shilled yet. I don't know. If you feel like subscribing to the channel, seeing more, not in that order. If you feel like seeing more, feel free to subscribe to this channel. See how far I can take these videos. I mean, maybe some people will find it useful. I got like 2 whole subscribers or something since I started this. So yeah, maybe somebody's finding it useful. So I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.